When we think about solar panels and bad weather, what comes to mind? Probably just losing a bit of power, right? But what if I told you it's a lot worse than that? What if the real risk isn't just your lights dimming, but the entire system just collapsing? Yeah, that's what we're digging into today. We're going way beyond simple power loss to look at total system failure.
So, look at this. On the left, that's the story most of us know, right? Clouds mean less power, rain gives your panels a nice little wash. A bit of shade, no big deal. It makes sense, but it's not the whole picture. Not even close. The real story, over on the right, is way more intense. We're talking about a system that's literally fighting for its life. Electrical instability, parts shutting down to protect themselves, and this full-on failure cascade that can just break the whole setup.
Okay, so how do we get from a little less power to a system under siege? Well, it's all about stacking the risks. Think of it like a perfect storm. The real danger isn't just one thing, like a cloudy day. It's a bunch of small, seemingly harmless problems all ganging up on your system at the exact same time.
And it all starts with something super basic: clouds. Right? This is the first ingredient in our perfect storm. Just a simple, expected drop in sunlight. By itself, your system's built for this. It's really no big deal at all. Okay, now let's stir in the next ingredient: rain. And yeah, we all love that it's a free panel wash, but that's not what matters here. The real problem is what rain does in the air. All those raindrops scatter the sunlight that's already weak from the clouds, basically starving your panels of even more energy.
And here it is, the final piece of the puzzle, the trigger. This is what can take a system that's just struggling and push it right over the edge. We're talking about partial shading. It could be anything: a tree branch, a chimney, another building, casting a shadow on just one little part of your array. And this is critical. It doesn't just block a little light. It creates a really dangerous electrical imbalance that messes with everything.
So, to really get why this is such a huge deal, we gotta talk about a concept called irradiance. Think of it like the gas in your car's tank. It's the raw solar energy, the fuel for your whole system. Every single cloud, every raindrop, every shadow, it's all stealing fuel from the tank before your system even gets a chance to use it. And that brings us to this term, nonlinear collapse. This is super important. It means this isn't a simple math problem, where 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. No, it's more like these problems multiply each other. And that's what creates this chaotic, totally unstable situation that is just so much more dangerous than any one of those things on its own.
Okay, so it's that instability that really kicks off the whole disaster. We call it a failure cascade. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a line of dominoes. One falls, and it just takes the next one down, and the next, and so on. So let's follow those dominoes and see exactly what's happening inside the electronics.
First up, we have to look at the brain of the operation, the charge controller. Now, there are basically two main kinds. You've got your PWM controllers, they're the simpler ones, but in low light, their performance just tanks. Then you have the smarter ones, the MPPT controllers. They're constantly hunting for the absolute best power point to maximize energy. But what happens when that power point is jumping around like crazy? Well, they can get really unstable, and that's exactly the chaos our perfect storm is creating.
So here it is, the whole roadmap to failure in 4 steps. You can see it starts right at the panel, then it messes with the controller, which in turn stresses out the battery, and finally, it just paralyzes the inverter. Let's walk through this one domino at a time.
All right, domino number 1. Remember that single panel with a shadow on it? Well, it now becomes a massive bottleneck. You see, when panels are wired in what's called a series string, the electrical current is only as strong as its weakest link. So that one shaded panel literally chokes the flow of power for the entire string, not just for itself, but for all of them.
Okay, so with the power choked off, the charge controller just gets totally confused. It's programmed to find that maximum power point, right? But with the sun flickering through clouds and that shadow moving, the target is all over the place. So the controller starts hunting for it, just frantically searching for a stable point that, well, it doesn't exist anymore. It's trying to solve a puzzle with no answer, and that leads to super erratic, unstable charging.
And where does all that chaos go? Straight to the battery. It's getting slammed with these wild, unpredictable bursts of energy. 1 second it's charging, the next it's discharging. This back and forth puts a ton of stress on the battery. So much so that its own internal protection system, the BMS, might just say, "Nope, I'm out," and disconnect itself to keep from getting fried.
And that's the final domino.
The inverter, the thing that actually turns solar power into power for your house, it looks at this unstable, low-power mess coming from the battery and just can't handle it. It tries to start up, it fails, it shuts down. Tries again, fails, shuts down. It gets stuck in this damaging, endless loop that basically paralyzes the whole system. Game over.
So, yeah, that's the cascade. It's a pretty grim picture of how a system can completely fall apart. But, and this is the important part, knowing this is our biggest advantage. It lets us completely shift our thinking. We have to stop just designing for perfect, sunny days. We need a new mindset. We need to design for survival.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. It says it all. We have to stop asking how much power do you lose on a cloudy day. The real question, the smart question, is what's the first thing to break when everything goes wrong at once? Because once you know that, you can design your system to make sure that weak link is strong enough to hold on.
This new way of thinking leads to some really practical design rules. It means you might want to oversize your solar array a bit so you have extra power for those low light days. It means setting up your MPPT controller so it doesn't freak out in unstable conditions, setting more conservative limits on your battery so it doesn't get stressed out, and making sure your fuses can handle these weird fluctuations. It's all about building that resilience in from day one.
So that really just leaves one last question for you to think about. Your system, or the one you're planning on building, is it just built for a perfect sunny day? Is it an optimist? Or is it a survivor? Is it actually built to handle it when the clouds, the rain, and the shadows all decide to show up at the same time?
Because let's be honest, in the real world, that worst-case scenario isn't some crazy rare event. It's going to happen, and a truly well-designed system has to be ready for it. Now, one last thing, and this is really important. Working with electricity is dangerous. This is all for educational purposes, so please, always talk to a qualified pro before you start tinkering with your own setup.